when you first came to me, I mean, like, I'll let you say it in your own words. Like, when you first reached out and you were like, dude, this is what I'm going through. This is what I want help with. Like, take me back there. What were you going through, dude? Like, what led to that boiling point where you were like, fuck it, I'm just gonna reach out. I need help. Like, describe the common struggle you were going through.
Okay. So, long story short, I landed myself in hot water, you know, and I did what I always had known to do, besides really no, I didn't really, I pushed those feelings aside. I did all the things. Hadn't drank for 6 months, no
Mm-hmm.
drugs, nothing, just straight clean.
Yeah.
Lost a shit ton of weight, lost about 40 pounds. I was going to the gym, got a new job. I'm in a really good place to fix my life. And each day that goes on, it's like I'm waiting for something to just like, it's like I was waiting for something every moment of every day. Just like wake up, barely, wake up at the latest I can to get out of bed so I could maybe, get away with doing as little as possible in
Mm-hmm.
my life so I could go back to bed.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I didn't need to go to bed because I felt like I was asleep, but I was just waiting. I was just
Damn.
waiting, waiting. And what was I waiting for? I had no clue. I was
Yeah.
waiting to wake up one day and just, you know, not be miserable. Like it was just gonna magically happen, dude. Like it was just gonna fall from the sky.
Yeah, dude.
And then I realized, like, yo, I've done all this stuff. Like, I like stayed sober. I, yeah, stayed sober. Went to the gym, got healthy. It was like, well, fuck. I've done all the things, and it's only gotten worse. So, I had to like look. I'm like, yo, honestly, I came to the breaking point. It was like, honestly, I started thinking, fuck being alive, and that's
Yeah.
that's the truth. I started thinking, yo, fuck this. I don't want to do it anymore. What's the
Yeah.
point? I would say
Yeah.
that all the time out loud by myself, bro. Like,
Yeah.
what's the point?
Yeah.
When you get to that point, it sounds pretty dark, but it's kind of just like, it's a simple question, like, what's the point, bro? When you don't
Yeah.
know the point, it's scary.
Yeah.
So, my brother, Nick, I firsthand saw him. Obviously, that kid's my best friend. He's my twin brother. Wearing my face. He just became oh man, I can't even put it into words at the moment. He did a complete 180. I was like, how in the heck did you do this? He's waking up every day. He's getting my butt out of trouble. For a while he did until I started trying to do my own thing. It didn't seem like it was him. I was like, who are you? You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, you like, not to say he wasn't a supportive brother and shit going, like, but he just was he always had my back. And he always was the person I could talk to. He always supported me, always showed me love. And it was all like, dude, how did this happen? Like, how are you waking up every day? You're happy to be alive. Like, how did you do it? How'd you do it? And he told me, dude, I can't explain to you. You need to call Max. And I told him, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, bro.
Yeah.
Put it off for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And finally, I remember I was like, yo, Nick, I'm ready. 'Cause it was like you said, once you start getting close to those wounds, those programs, they fight back a little bit.
Big time. Like
Well,
huge.
I'm glad I called you that day because we would not be sitting here right now, let
Yeah.
alone me having a conversation on FaceTime, or on video. It's
Yeah.
just so crazy. The comfort of my skin, I feel.
Yeah. What a transformation, man. And bro, thank you. Seriously, thank you so much for like breaking that down because that's
Yeah, I appreciate it.
significant. Yeah, dude. So, just to kind of reiterate, like, for how long had it been going on for you? And when we talk about it, was it anxiety? I mean, I know that you had like a lot of social anxiety. Going inside of grocery stores would send you nearly into a panic attack. We worked through a lot of that. We got to the root of the fear, what was creating that social anxiety and stuff. Like, give me like a breakdown in just plain English. Like, what was wrong? What made you want to reach out? What behaviors and things that you were going through were you just like sick of? You were just like, fuck this.
Man, I really got sick of not living my life and being able to spend time with all the people I love, you know? It's like I have all these people I met throughout my life that I love so much, and I felt like I was in a freaking cage, man. Like, and I'm looking outside the cage, they're there like, "Come on, bro. What's up? Like, what the heck? You don't like, you know what I mean?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Nah, dude, you don't want me to hang out with you." It's just it was a weird mind state where it's all like I just felt like all I did was cause pain. And
Mm,
because, you know, it's what I was feeling. So I'm like, I don't want to make other people feel like this.
yeah.
So it was like, I'm just going to go and cut everyone out of my life. I felt fucking lonely, dude. Alone as hell. And that actually, that ended up becoming a super, super strong um, point in the anxiety attacks I was having. I would be at work bartending, bro. You know me, I'm a social guy, dude. I'd be
Yeah.
bartending and I'd be fucking having a panic attack the entire time. I'm not even shitting you, dude. The last few months of bartending, it was like, it was insane.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was dying. And then I wouldn't even remember that day, bro, really, except holy shit, I got through it. And how
Mm,
did I get through it? I had to have a few drinks so I could just even handle the panic attacks. And then one day, dude, it just got so fucking bad. And I walked out of there. I said, I cannot do this.
mm. Damn, dude.
And that's, bro, that was, I can't even describe that pain. It felt like I was dying. Felt like I was like having a freaking 8 hour long heart attack while pretending that I wasn't having a heart attack. It sounds surreal, but it's really what it was.
I think
So
for
I isolated.
mm.
Go ahead.
No, sorry about that. Go ahead.
No, no. So I isolated, you know, and it just became a little easier, but I couldn't leave the house
Mm.
because I didn't deal with it. I just made it easier to, you know, exist.
Yeah.
But again, that led to what's the freaking point? What's the point with all the people that you love that have like, you know, they've always had your back, you've had yours, the people that need you,
Mm.
your
Yeah.
family that needs you, the people you've met that are family just through the
Amen.
strong bonds that you have. You know, it's like they're the point. But it's freaking amazing, dude. You go ahead. You wanted to say something.
Well, dude, no. First of all, thank you because I love capturing the before and the after because it speaks to so many people. You obviously know that I went through my fair share of panic attacks as well for over a year. More than that, I experienced it for years of my life, but for over a year straight, dude. It just felt like every single morning I woke up, the first thought, like I told you, was, am I gonna have a panic attack today? And then it was like my body responded right away and was like, you have no idea what you're about to have today. And it was just like boom, instant. And my body was just shaking, looking for reasons that, I wasn't going to be okay, looking for threats, feeling like I was like dying. Like I literally thought, same as you, I was having heart attacks all the time. I was constantly Googling, is it possible for a 24-year-old to have a heart attack? Is it possible for a 25-year-old to have a heart attack? Like, am I dying? You know what I mean, man? And so when you described the story about you bartending and feeling like it was just 8 hours straight of panic and how you said, I know that sounds surreal. That's where I wanted to say something because I'm like, dude, no, it does not sound surreal. Like I know that feeling. Like, and I promise you, many, many people watching this will also be like, holy shit, like I know that feeling. Like I'm not alone. Holy shit. I thought something was wrong with me. And
Oh yeah.
man, like I think what gave me tremendous relief, and I know what gave you a lot of relief, was realizing like nothing is wrong with you. This is just a response that your body is having to some threat that never actually comes. You know what I mean? But like the way you described that was so perfect because man, that's exactly how I felt. I thought I was like, and then I also had the thoughts of what exactly am I living for if every day I'm just panicking about what? Nothing? Just panicking and I can't snap out of it. Therapy doesn't work, meditation doesn't work, books don't work, alcohol works for 30 minutes and then when I wake up I'm straight back to panicking. I'm like, dude, yeah, worse, worse. And I'm like, dude, this is a vicious cycle and I don't know if I want to stay on it. And I know you
Yeah.
experienced that same thing. And that was my boiling point was I was like, dude, like I caught myself having that thought and I was like, shit, okay, it's gotten there. I need help. And so I'm curious for you to like what like I know you said you saw your brother go through that transformation, but he already told you that he had done some work with me. Was there something specifically or was it just that compounding pain over time that made you be like, "Yo, Nick, like I think I'm going to talk to Max."
I think it was the helplessness I felt when nothing was working. Like that utter like I said, like I made some mistakes and put myself in a pretty shitty spot. Um, I luckily or I'm grateful for the people that helped to put me in the position I was in and am in currently to do something about it. And you would think that, that would that would flip a switch, it would be like, here we go, like I can fix everything, blah 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 blah. And it kind of just I was in that mindset. I'm all like, okay, but what kept coming back now there that's what it is. Especially once I stopped drinking, to kind of handle the panic attacks, was all those memories that I had pushed to the back of my mind flowed through my head all day long. Simple things that never remembered. Things I did, and it was all like, it was just a constant beratement of myself from these memories being like, fuck, I can't believe I did that. Or what the hell was I doing?
Yeah, you're talking about like the regret and the guilt over past.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah, yeah, yeah.
regret, guilt, and shame, dude.
Yeah.
So, guess what came back? Even though I had got, it was like the panic attacks. And like we spoke about before, I couldn't go go to the store or anything, or like even be around people, and just triggered it. So it was that helplessness, like, what the hell? I haven't done anything, even though I've done so much. I feel like something had to give, You can only live in that state for so long, especially especially as a young man, you know. I realize there's a lot on the line
Yeah.
to be alive, like in this time. It can't be taken for granted.
Beautifully said, man. Beautifully said. Like, dude, you're speaking about this stuff so articulately and I love it. Like what immediately came to my mind when you said that was especially in this time and especially as a young man. I mean, even for young women out there, same thing. But for us as young men, it's like we have our whole lives ahead of us. And meanwhile, it feels like all of this anxiety, the constant panic attacks, feeling like you go to work and you didn't even learn anything or accomplish anything because you could not escape your own thoughts. You could not get out of your own mind. You couldn't get out of your own way, sabotaging ourselves and not knowing what to do about it. You know what I mean, man? Like one of the largest, in my opinion, the largest cost of anxiety, besides the physical and mental negative health implications of it, is the financial cost and like the loss of opportunity to us. Because when we could be focused on building and feeling like we know what our mission is, we know how to get there, and we're actively building towards it, when you're in a state of having regular heightened anxiety, let alone having panic attacks every day, the last thing on your mind is, what incredible thing am I so excited about building today that I'm gonna show up and build today? You're like, dude, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking on fucking
No.
surviving today. Like, are you kidding? I'm not
Yeah.
thinking about building anything. Like, are you out of your mind? And so, dude, it bothers me so much. This is part of why I'm so passionate about doing this. So many people have dreams that they're aware of. Others don't even know what their dreams are, but people have dreams that they're aware of that they want to accomplish, but that they feel like they can't because something is in the way. It's like that invisible wall we were talking about that you just keep running up against and you cannot push through it. You know what I mean? And it's like every time you
Yeah.
try, panic attack. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you want to have a good day? You want to go to the grocery store? Can't even do that while feeling normal. Can't even do that while feeling like you're steady headed. Want to have a conversation with a stranger, let alone close a deal? Not happening. It's just not
Yeah.
happening. You know what I
Yeah. It's
mean?
like at that point it just seems impossible. Like just
Yeah.
even why even try,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Um yeah, man. I don't know, I appreciate you so much, man. This is You're my brother.
Likewise, bro. You're my
Cool.
brother too, man.
Yes. Yes, sir.
It takes a special type of strength and a certain level of strength to be able to face yourself, man. Like, I think in a sense, you and I, and probably a lot of other people out there, got lucky. Like, a lot of people can manage your anxiety. Like, a lot of people have that level of anxiety where it's not terrible, but it's like not great. And so what happens is they can just like smoke it away. You know, they can just get high,
Yeah.
or they can drink it away, or they can just like hit the gym and it's like it kind of subsides for a little bit. And I think for us, it got to the point where it was like, no, like you can go to the gym to try to get rid of me, but I'll be there with you and you'll have a panic attack in that fucking gym. You know what I mean? And it's like, you can't shake it, you know? And when you're left with that, you're put into a corner. And it's like, right now, you either sink or swim. That's basically the choice that it feels like. It's like, I either sink or swim right now. I figure out how to get rid of this, figure out what's going on, why this is happening, and let it go and dissolve it. Or it's like, how long is this gonna stay with me? You know, how long, like, what is this costing me? And it's costing so much. It's just insane.
It is. And that's what I've learned in this life is, and I don't care if it's corny, man, but you don't know how long you have the people that you love, man. It's like, and when you're in that state, like you're in the gym, you're trying to move forward. You're not moving forward. You're stuck in the middle, and it's all like you're just gonna keep on running up to that invisible wall. And it's like, no, I need this to work because I'm giving an effort. And it's like you said, like for us, it's kind of like it's too that our the inner voice is too loud. The inner monologue you have. And dude, and that's the greatest part because you know how passionate I am about fitness, bro. It's the gym was the one place I always felt comfortable, and at peace. And I hated that. I hated like dragging myself to the gym. Who the hell? Like, I don't drag myself to the gym. That's never been who I am. But now I'm back there, dude. It's all like, granted, I'm in my 30s almost, so I gotta take it a little
Hey, not
easy. But
yet,
it's
dude.
just,
Not yet.
I know.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful though. Those knees, the back. You gotta just take it easy
Dude, I feel it in my
a little
knees, bro.
bit.
I'm only 28 and I'm feeling it in my knees a little bit. I mean, I did just hit legs yesterday, so who knows.
Well,
But
yeah, exactly.
bro, when
Take
you
fish
say,
oils, bro.
yeah, no, yeah, 100%. I gotta get a session with you, bro. Get my physical fitness in shape and make sure I'm all good to go, man. Being a well-oiled machine, mental, physical, spiritual, dude, the whole thing. So, but man, another very powerful thing that you just said, like you said, I never had to drag myself to the gym, and then I found myself fucking dragging myself to the gym. Like, that must have sucked. It
It
feels
did,
almost like
man.
foreign. You're like, wait, what is this feeling? Like, I loved coming here.
Yeah,
Like, when did you realize that that changed for you, man? When did you start being like, went away? The feeling like you had to get yourself out of bed, drag yourself to work, drag yourself back home, drag yourself to have that pre-workout and then go to the gym. Like, when did that stop showing up for you? And what was that
bro.
like
After
snapping out of it?
our first session, dude,
Damn.
I want to say like within 3 days, I had already, I'd been going, I'd been pushing myself, you know. Once I knew about what I was, what my ego and everything was doing to protect me, I was kind of able to focus, you know. Something I did notice, especially about that, was my body felt like it could take more stress, if that makes sense. Like,
Mm,
like the anxiety attacks, they build up cortisol, which is
yeah.
the stress hormone from fight or flight. So when your
Right.
body has a, abundance of that, you're not going to heal right. You're not going to get good sleep. You're not going to digest food properly, and you're just going to feel like shit. That's bottom line. So
Spoken like a true master.
yeah, of course. And I started feeling, I woke up I swear to like a couple days later, like everything soaked in after the first session. And I'm like, of course, at that point, I was just like, yo, am I different now? And then, I actually at the gym was when I realized, like, yo, why am I not? I'm not anxious right now. Like, I'm having a great workout. Like,
That just gave me chills, man.
yeah, and it was like I stopped like I could look at myself in the mirror and just be like, yo, we're at the gym, dude. Like, we're here. And what's great about the gym, dude, is 100% of what you put in, you get back. And it was the perfect like awakening for me personally. Just that, and after that, it was just like I started looking at everything. I'm like, just good gym day will brighten your day, man. Good gym
100%.
sesh. And
100%, man.
you know me, dude.
Yeah.
That's like that's my identity is in the gym, dude.
Yeah.
Always, always.
I mean, dude,
And
you care about
just
taking care of yourself. That's always been such like
yeah,
that's always been such a keystone of who you are. You're like, everyone knows Zach, he takes extremely good care of himself. He works his ass off in the gym. Discipline, you'll never see someone outmatch his discipline ever. Like everyone's always that's like your reputation. Like when everyone says like Zach, everyone's immediately like, yeah, I'll see him at LA Fitness. I'll definitely see
yeah,
him there.
exactly,
Yeah, and he'll be there more than I am.
dude.
You know what I
Dude.
mean?
Oh, wait till they see me now. But
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
dude.
yeah. It
Yeah.
was like every time I see someone, they're like, every time I would see someone, they'd be like, "Sorry, I'm eating this pizza, bro." And I'm like, "Bro, eat your fucking pizza. I'll eat the pizza
Mm.
too. We're
Yeah.
gonna." And that's what we talked about is like all like these. We'll talk about that at a later date because I will go in. But
100%.
that was like I said, that was just a great way to step in to this, this little spiral staircase of awakening at the gym. So personal and out of the blue, because like I said, I was like, what's different? Oh, gravity's different. I'm different. Or the way I see myself is different.
Yes. How incredible is that? When you say gravity is different, what do you mean by that? I know what you mean, but for those who don't, like what does that feel like? Cuz it's a fucking crazy transformation to be like, "Oh, like my weight feels different." Like what's going on?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, it's gravity feels different. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Crazy.
yeah. So I think gravity's different because it's where it belongs. Before, it used to belong to seconds, to time. Every moment was a freaking avalanche, dude. Like,
Oh my god.
just it's why is time weighing me down? That doesn't make any sense, does it? Time flows, time moves forward, you know, but why is it crushing me? So it's kind of just like you said, and my first program. was I'm not going to be okay. You know, once you stop obsessing about time and you feel that weight come off your shoulders, it's first of all, it's like you know how we always talk about how a lot of these things are made up. It's like you decided that time has gravity. You silly motherfucker. Like, what are
Yeah,
you
it's
doing,
like,
dude?
oh, interesting little thing that you fit yourself into there. Yeah.
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 So, yeah. I wish I could put that into better words, but that's really how it feels to me.
Yeah, man. I'll give you like like how it affected me and maybe they match. So the way anxiety works is you're always looking towards the future to try to prevent some type of pain, some type of danger. And what we do is we try to predict and control. And so we're looking towards towards the future to prevent something bad based on something that happened in the past, right? So a past pain that we're still holding on to, which created a story in our heads, right? Something we're still holding on to in the past is now informing our present selves that we need to somehow be worried and anxious and fearful about our future. And so, if we're holding on in the past to that pain, that's causing us to look into the future to constantly try to predict everything that could go wrong. That's what anxiety is. Constantly looking out for threats and ways that you might not be okay, ways that you're not going to be safe, ways how you might be in danger, whatever that is. What this does is it creates psychological time. This is a real thing. So psychologically, you were tied in the past, so was I, and psychologically, simultaneously, you were projecting into the future to try to prevent the past from happening again, right? Same with me. So when we talk about the gravity of time, it's like, well, dude, if you're over there in the past and you're all the way out there into the future, you're never here. You're never now. And so, of course, it feels heavy. Of course, you feel stretched thin because it's like you're everywhere but here. And so, of course, that's heavy, man. Like, look at how much you're holding on to in both directions, past and future. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, you laid that out beautifully just now.
Thank
I
you.
got to. It's like
Thank you.
I'm holding
Yeah.
on, baby. And I'm being pulled, and
Yep.
it's like I naturally, my body and spirit want to be here
Yeah.
in the now.
Yeah.
Ah, that's cool.
And then it's like, when we're in like the depths of anxiety when you were when I was, we sit there and we're like, why am I so tired? Why am I so exhausted? I could have slept, dude. I remember nights where I slept like 10 or 12 hours, and I remember waking up and feeling like I didn't sleep a single minute. And I was like, that kept repeating time and time again. And I just remember being so beat up over it. I was like, you're telling me that I can't even sleep and feel rested? What's going on? You know what I mean? And the craziest thing about that, which you know now, of course, which is like, if your mind thinks that there's some threat, if your mind truly thinks you're not going to be okay, there's some reason to be anxious, why would your mind let you sleep well? You shouldn't be able to go into a deep, deep sleep if there is somehow some imminent threat, right? It needs to keep you in a state of not really sleeping, but not really awake, kind of in between, right? Like you can never really get long periods of REM sleep when there's too much cortisol, adrenaline, and anxiety that are causing havoc on your mind and body because you need to be preparing for this fight or flight scenario that your mind is preparing for. So it's like, all of that, and then, dude, the worst thing about that is you wake up after no sleep, already anxious, but now you haven't rested. And so now it's like I have brain fog. I can't even think straight. And then it's like I start failing at work. I'm not remembering what I'm supposed to remember. I'm not even getting things done I should be getting done at work. And then what happens? The snowball effect. No sleep, more stress, less sleep again, more stress. And it's like, get me off of this fucking train. That's all of our minds are thinking. We're like, this is insane.
Yeah. I didn't even take that into account that how good my sleep has been
Yeah.
and how long I can go for it too. Like especially Like, oh man, that's cool.
Was it bad before we I mean, yeah, so dude, like talk to us
It's
about that. You had really bad panic attacks every night before you went to bed, right? Walk me through that and
mhm.
then if you can, your sleep, like you were just about to talk about too. Like how has it improved? Where was it? Would love to hear all about that, dude.
Yeah, of course. So we'll go into it recently because especially, at it's better to just see where I was like being sober and everything, without any other substance. I like to just because it's like a natural, you have no interference, so it's easy to tell what's going on. And trust me, like I was taking like melatonin, bro. It didn't even matter. But it was like you
Yeah,
said,
dude,
you
same.
sleep for 12 hours, dude, and you would not feel rested. But it's like that, bro. Like I said, like we wouldn't be having this talk right now, dude. I would get home from work after giving my shittiest performance, aware that I'm giving my shittiest performance, knowing I look like an asshole. Um, which obviously I'm human, but I feel like an asshole. So now I'm just gonna be thinking about that. And yeah, so I took enough melatonin or like fucking Z-Quil or whatever to like put myself into a state where I could sleep. But I'm gonna wake up like every 30 minutes because, and as I'm falling asleep, I like looked really deep into this because it would be like I'm about to fall asleep, and all of a sudden, I swear, it would be like a shock went off my brain, bro. Like,
You were having brain zaps.
yeah, the brain zap. And I looked into it. I was like, why every time I'm just about to fall asleep do I wake up and like can't breathe? And it was like I remember just like what the hell. And once that started, that went on for like 3 months.
Wow. That's a
And
long time.
that was fucking scary, dude, because I was like, am I gonna wake up? I was like, what the fuck? Like granted at the time, like I was a little overweight, I was like, maybe it's my health, maybe I need to drink less caffeine, maybe, it's like start eating a little cleaner, but didn't matter, bro. Yeah, that shit was fucking scary. It's like, but yeah. Uh, sorry, I gotta pause sometimes, just like think about like where I am now when I talk about this stuff because
Yeah.
it's like, yo, that sucked, but like it led me to now, and I made it through. So
You made it through and you're better on the other side
yeah,
of it. And it's like that saying, the only way out is through, man. So like just to clarify, because that's insane. Because I didn't know you were having brain zaps. I knew you were having panic attacks before bed. But and that is right, right? They would be before bed, not when you woke up, the panic
they'd be
attacks.
before bed.
Yeah.
They'd be before bed, and I guess that's what I thought was the panic attack because it was like it'd be when I like tried to go to sleep, bro. And I remember like when it would happen, they keep happening. I'd like get up to go to the bathroom, and holy fuck, dude, I swear to God, bro, my vision would like be like this. It would be blurry. I'd look in the mirror and be like, "Yo, what the fuck?" I'd be like, "What in the fuck is happening to me right now?" I was like, "That was yeah." I haven't even thought about that. That was nuts. That was 2 3 months ago, dude. Holy shit.
So you were having those panic attacks. Or I guess more accurately, what would happen is right before you went to bed, you were right about to fall into sleep, and then your brain was like, boom, sends a jolt, which feels literally, for anyone listening, it feels like an actual jolt of electricity goes off in your brain, and it immediately wakes you up and sends you into a panic attack. Excuse me. And the reason this happens is because, again, what's happening when you're going to sleep? You're becoming vulnerable. Your guard is dropping. You're about to go unconscious. And your brain fears for this because, again, it thinks that there is some immediate threat out there. And if your brain can't protect you from it by not being awake, that's a very big problem. So, what does our brain do to respond from keeping us from sleeping? Jolt, wake up. Now is not the time to sleep. You need to be up and you need to be focused on anything and everything that could go wrong right now. That's what's going wrong. That's what's going on. And so it's a crazy biological response that's happening, but it's very, very normal. And it makes sense when you look at it. And again, I want to preface this whole thing to anyone listening, this is very good news for you if this is happening, because a lot of people with anxiety come to the conclusion that something is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. Okay? Your brain is working exactly how it's supposed to. If you're going to bed having brain zaps, if you're having panic attacks throughout the day, if you can't get out of your own head like Zach and I have been talking about here, or you just have that pit in your stomach, it's because your body is trying to protect you. What does that mean? Your body is working, it's doing its job. Your brain is doing its job. There's nothing wrong with you. All that needs to happen is you need to understand and shift the story that is fueling your anxiety. What is creating, what kind of mental stories and subconscious patterns are playing out that would allow something like these prolonged states and heightened states of anxiety to exist? And once you can shift and let go and dissolve those, the symptoms, like Zach has been describing, completely go away. I mean, dude, like I'm guessing, I think you said you've had no panic attacks since we've worked together. No more panic attacks before bed.
No, not at all.
None.
I sleep like a baby. I sleep none. None, dude.
How insane, man. I mean,
And like I
God.
said, I wake up feeling so like once I wake up, I get out of bed, I'm getting ready, I'm like, it's a different world, man. That's what's beautiful about this and all the tools you give me is like it just keeps getting better, bro. You know, it just keeps I keep learning every day.
Yeah.
It's not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm human.
Yeah.
And it just but again, like that fear response, the fight or flight, I feel I'm out of it, dude. I feel like I can handle anything, really.
Incredible. Man, that's fucking beautiful, dude. Like, genuinely. Especially knowing because, like, the smallest things I know would set us off to have panic attacks, would set us off to have anxiety attacks. The smallest little minor inconveniences felt like the largest deals to our brains. It was like, dude, my dog could like pee in the house on accident or something, and I would go down a thought spiral of everything that was going wrong in my life. It would just be the spark to the fire. You know what I mean? And when I healed my anxiety and I let go of stress and the self-sabotage and everything, that stopped. I saw the pee and I was like, "Oh, like you okay, buddy? You have to go outside." You know, that I'd clean it up and the day would go on and it was all good. You know what I mean, man? And I mean, the capacity to deal with things, just as you've seen, just skyrockets. Like your capacity to handle shit, your capacity to deal with stress, and it's not like you're forcing yourself to deal with stress. You know what I mean? So that's like a big thing. Is a lot of people will tell you like, listen, if you're not good with stress, that means you have to take on more stress. That means you have to take on more habits, more techniques, more strategies, right? You have to add. It's like, no, 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 no. You have enough on the plate. You don't need to add anything to close the gap between who you are now and who you want to become. Doing that is a process of removal. What's in the way of you closing that gap? The stories you tell yourself, the subconscious programs that are running in our minds, keeping us stuck in depression, anxiety, self sabotage, stressing about every little thing. When you remove that, you naturally, like you are now, become so much more capable, so much more happy, so much more at peace. You know, man? It's like, dude, what I would love to do is talk about now the transformation you've experienced after, just for a little bit. So you went from just literally every night having panic attacks, not being able to get through the workday without feeling stressed, not being able to do anything. You didn't learn anything throughout the day because you're too focused on the stress, bogged down by all the anxiety. All of that is gone. I want to know the difference now between what it looks like for someone who was merely surviving their days to someone who is now on the other side of that. So, if you could, man, like, how does work look now? And also, if you could tell everybody what you've started working on since you've removed what was in the way of your goals, who you wanted to be.
I guess the best thing I can do right now is speak about my situation that I'm in right now. Like full disclosure. Okay. You might not know all that I'm about to share, but I don't care because it's me.
Beautiful.
And I attribute this a lot to the victim mindset that we attribute it to. But I landed myself in a place where I ended up homeless for a year, living in a vehicle
When was this?
and working. This was recent, bro. Like,
Like a year ago?
God, a, a year. Like, I want to say a year ago, dude.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, I want about a year and a half ago, let's say. You
Yeah.
know, I ended up getting into an apartment and everything. Like everything started going well. I got a DUI in that time, and that really like became a dark place for me to be. I decided everything needed to change and left Naples, which ended up being the best thing for me because I was able to find myself in a position where I could travel for work. These people want to help me out. And I have the ability to like grow, come out of that dark place I put myself in. And again, I stress it completely. I put myself in that position, bro. Like I dug that hole so deep, like juggling all the panicking and all just the miserable feeling I felt day to day, and drinking and everything. So that led me to here, where I was like, okay, I have a chance. Like I have a real chance. I have my uncle, my brother, my like people who care and support me. It's like that put me into a space where I just thought I can't fuck this up.
Yeah.
That's a lot to put on your shoulders. Um,
100%.
what did that do? It made me paralyzed. You know, and like we said, like I wake up, I go to the gym. Um, we travel. I'm in Georgia right now. I'll be in Alabama next. I'll be in Texas at some point. I'll hit you up. And no, all over Florida. It's an international company. I get paid. They pay for my food, my lodging, drive time, great benefits. Um, like 20 an hour. All that comes out to around like it's a great job. I'm a plumber for marinas. It's like very cool work. I get to learn a skill. Before it was kind of just like before this, it was kind of just like I'm like going and I'm kicking some stones, bro. Like I'm just doing the bare minimum to get through the day. I don't care, like how I'm affecting other people, I'm affecting the work, like real entitlement, if I do say so myself. Now it's kind of like, and like, like I couldn't move unless someone told me what to do, unless you gave me an order. Now I find myself, and granted, like that's the beautiful thing is like you're not gonna just be perfect, bro, one day. You like need to work and give yourself some grace and be patient because things take time. So, now that I am waking up, I'm going to work, I'm going to the gym. It feels like my days are stacking up and like in a snowball, that's a good way, my life is moving forward. I'm going to work. I'm like thinking, oh, this is cool. I could do it this way. I'm thinking of better ways to do it, smart. I'm sharing input. I'm speaking up, like having a voice, like trying to do a better job, arguing when I have to. It's not a big deal. It's really becoming like I'm enjoying it. I dive under docks, dude,
Which is
with pipe,
so
with
sick.
jellyfish. Yeah, with like, and it sounds simple, but it is so fun, dude. I love getting in a wetsuit and diving into that water, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "I don't know, but I'm gonna find out."
Yeah.
Like, and like before, I'm all like, "Oh, I'm just a plumber, bro." Now it's like, "Yo, I'm a fucking plumber, dude." See that dock you pulled your boat up to? I did that shit. It's like a real pride I'm able to take in just this simple work, and it's like at the same time, now I have plans for the future. I'm able to like envision the future and like see this job as like a stepping stone, one that I will always greatly admire, and like it's really cool how it's unfolding now. So now that there's that, I'm applying myself at work. I'm waking up, going to the gym. I'm getting closer to the people in the company, like starting to build a rapport with my coworkers. Like, we're a crew, man. We're a team. Like, be a team player. Not going in just being the asshole, bringing the group down. You know what I mean? So now, I'm doing all that, just like working. I'm working on probation stuff and everything, and now I'm getting a little more involved in my church as well. I told you I'm going to this retreat. It's on Thursday.
The encounter, right?
you know. Yeah, the encounter.
Yeah.
I just had it last night. It's why I'm a little tired. I was up late, but all of us that are about to go there and serve the men and like help them get closer to God, it's just a really beautiful ceremony. And what's so funny, bro, is before this, dude, I was like, I'm not going. Like what business do I have leading anyone?
What, before
And now,
before this or before we
bef-
worked together?
before we worked together,
Wow.
apologize.
No, no, I was just
And
curious.
now, yeah, yeah, and I remember, the guy from the church in Naples where I'm a part of, he calls me up. He's like, "You gonna go?" And I'm like, I don't know, dude, it just went through me. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go. And dude, it's so crazy. Something I would be so nervous about. And I was all like, no, I'll never go, dude. I've never been more confident about anything in my life. Just being there for men, and it's so funny. Everyone's like, I'm so nervous. I'm like, bro. You got this. We got this. We're gonna go fucking serve God. We're gonna go be there for this man. And it's like you said, like the capability to like try and bring others up and work with other people is the best part of this because I feel like I've gained that want back, that connection, ability to connect with other people. Slowly but surely. This encounter, this retreat is gonna be a big stepping stone for that. And I'm very excited. I'm like freaking shaking just thinking about it, man.
Dude, that's what has me hyped up because you've learned so much in the last 2 months, man, that I'm like, dude, he gets to it's like, okay, you're in the classroom learning. Now it's like, get out there. Go put the skills to use. Let's see what you can do. And it's like,
Yeah,
it's inc
it's
yeah.
the way it's all happening, you know what I mean? And I think it's working out beautifully
And you're
because, I'm
excited
gonna go
about
do
it.
that. I know. It's fucking weird, man.
It's fucking incredible,
Oh,
dude.
oh, dude. I'm excited mainly to try and just be able to feel like I could help others feel comfortable if they're feeling nervous.
Mm,
Like I feel like I could like lift them up, like, because I know what it's like.
100%.
Like I feel like I want to go there to help the servers serve the people like together, like just be. That's all I know. Like that's a just gonna follow the heart with that one. But that'll be happening. Then I'm thinking it's gonna work out perfectly to end up doing the individuation with you. Like
Mhm.
everything's lining up perfectly. I've also started a TikTok account,
Let's
slowly
go,
building.
man.
Yeah, but again, like it's fitness related humor right now, but it's kind of just baby steps, dude. Like I'm not gonna go
100%.
on there and start just posting random stuff. But I'm on there. Just like I posted 2 videos in the last 2 weeks. I won't share it right now because I'm still. But just for me to do that, bro, like to me, like fucking post a TikTok and like I don't care, like I don't care, like like the first video only got 1,200 views, but it was I don't know, bro. It's just like I don't care. It's just so cool because it's mine. And these baby steps, man, they're so important because I know I just keep on following that path and the dreams that I have for the future, which is what we talked about, is I'd like to open something up with Nick where we focus on natural wellness, um, mind, body, spirit, all combined into one, a way to help young men. And what's cool is I feel like if we took like the physical side of what you're teaching and we combine them and we I just see beautiful things happening from it, you know. It all sound like, I don't know. I feel like when I used to think about all that I've just talked about, like it felt so small, but it's so big because it will lead to bigger things, you know. You know,
It's
it's like
massive.
it is. It feels massive and super important to me,
It,
you know.
dude, it gave me fucking chills as you were describing this. Again, it brings me back to this idea that's like, there's who you are, there's who you want to be, and there's what's in the way. Like, why does the gap exist? What's creating the gap? And one of the most beautiful things you come to realize is it's yourself. You're in the way. That can be very triggering for some people. But ultimately, if you have a growth oriented mindset and you want change in your life, you'll take accountability like you have, like I did, like other clients have, like your brother did. You take accountability. And the second you do that, boom, nothing is the same. Like you were able to actively remove what was in the way from you and who you wanted to be. I mean, dude, you literally, in that explanation, which was beautiful, described that you're going to be serving the people who are serving the guests. Like, think about that. You're assisting the people who are facilitating this. You're in a leadership role. You know what I mean? And from what I understand about where you were previously, that would have been very difficult. Like, that would have been very difficult to show up to something like that just out of wanting to do it. But I want you to understand something. Like, I didn't pour anything in your head, I didn't give you anything per se. I just acted as a mirror for you. Like, you really stepped up and did that. Like, you've always been the leader. This is what I mean. Like, this is always who you have been. There were just ideas and false beliefs that you added on your plate that were in the way. But look what happened when you removed that. I mean, like, oh, dude, it's crazy to talk about, man. Your first session with me, the first recorded session, seeing the difference in the way you were carrying yourself, and you were so anxious. I could just tell you wanted to get out of your body. You were like, and you wanted to just get away from the camera. Like you did not want to be face to face with me. There were so many nerves. There was so much anxiety. You know what I mean? And dude, I just want to point out and give you the recognition that you deserve. You did that shit. You got yourself through that. You recognized that you needed help, and you led yourself to make the investment to do that for yourself. Again, yes, I acted as a mirror. I created the container for you to have your experiences in and to reflect things back to you and let go of that. Just as important, sure, but you ultimately this would not have worked unless you showed up, unless you led yourself to that decision. I want you to see that. I'm sure you already do, but
No, no, I'm glad you're bringing me back to it because again, I already want to say like that thing. Like I said, it's a work. It's a work in progress. It's every day. I had just had that thought. I'm like, I haven't done anything yet, you know. But I gotta eat it. I'm all like, again, I'm all like, hey, buddy, yeah, you have. You know, it's like I said, big things to come, but big things are happening. They seem small now, but they are not small. Especially, and granted, I wonder if after this retreat, maybe after the retreat and the individuation, if you and I could have a talk like this again, because I'm freaking excited to see what kind of conversation we have after that, dude. Because, like I said, I'm excited for that, but that is just even. I don't know. I don't even care what happens, dude. I just am. I don't even have any expectations of how it's gonna go down. I don't care what happens, dude. I don't care
amazing.
if the freaking like it's just
Yeah.
like all I know is it's gonna be a bunch of men helping each other, and I know when I was in that spot, bro. Like I'm gonna go there and what like serve food and just like be there and help men talk through their things. Or, like forget I can't really go into it because it's against the rules for it because it's a very it's a thing where if anyone finds out, it won't be the same. You know, it's like these men, but what I experienced, bro, if I can help, and I know what it's like to feel nervous, like, oh, what can I do? How can I lead Ben? It's like, what if I can go in there and just make, like, do it all? You know, just it's one thing to like try and lead the men that need it the most, but like, what's great about it is the people who are learning to lead need it just as much.
Oh my God.
Even more so because that's another step. You know, it's the first step is that, and then that step, and then you go on from that. It's such an amazing opportunity. I'm oh, God. Oh, 2 days. Oof.
Man, seeing the difference between you now and you before is night and day. Like
Sweet.
it seems like right now, man, your cup is just overflowing and you're able to pour from it endlessly. That's what it seems like. Like look at how passionate you are about the idea of serving other people. Like this is what I mean, dude. You know, I something I tell people is they need to create something called an evidence bank, whether that's a note in your phone or in a photo album or something like that. And in this evidence bank, you compile a list of evidence of how far you've come so that you can remind yourself, so that you have your why. Man, when I listen back and I look back at your testimonials, your brothers, some of my other clients, first thing in the morning, I'm like, that's why we do it. That's why we're doing this. Okay, there it is. And it never really goes away. It's not like I need those testimonials to fuel me. I don't. But when I see them, I'm like, it's like nitrous in the tank. I'm like, dude, I've been in a place where I felt like I was in hell. I don't want anyone else to feel like they're in hell. And if I can do something about it, damn it, dude, like you better bet your ass that I will. And I think achieving a place like that only comes from after you've led yourself. And that's what I see in you. You have led yourself and it's paid off tremendously. And now you're in a place where you've put on your oxygen mask per se and you're good. Now you get to help other people put on theirs. And that's what you're ready for. And this is the evolution of our psychology. This is how our psychology progresses. And it's just fucking almost surreal to see this, man. To be having this conversation with you.
That hits really hard because that makes me think of how I remember our first session you told me, and like this was a big thing that I had no idea was like how big money played in my perception of my self-worth and other people's worth, you know? Like it was a very transactional existence, you know? And it's like now I'm all like, oh my God, bro, you telling me I can give, I have like money is nothing compared to what I have to give. You know, it's a foozy, it's a woozy, it's a you know what I mean? It does it's and that's why you feel that need and you remind yourself, you watch those testimonials, like you're going throughout your day, but it's just like what else to fill your cup is like this beautiful thing that you can share this connection with people. It's just like it's not a want, it's a need.
Yes.
It's a reason, it's a point. It's the point. It's
It's
the
the
point.
point, man. Amen.
Yeah.
It's the point, man. Yes.
Yeah. It's the point, man. Oh, phew. Oh,
It
dude.
feels like the
My freaking
natural knee-jerk reaction to helping yourself and getting yourself to where you are now. It's like the natural thing we want to do is go, "Oh, it's really nice over here. I want some company. I want others to feel this good. I want others to not be fucking bogged down by anxiety, whatever's in the way. Self-sabotage, depression, low self-worth, low self-esteem, all of that, just mental prisons, mental ideas that are not serving you. And when you let go of it, man, you're in a different world. You're in a completely different reality.
yeah, bro. And that's the beautiful thing about the work you do. And I keep reiterating this is I had no idea that you could even, first of all, oh, like that's triggering. Oh, I keep myself in a mental prison. Why would I do that to myself? You know? you help me walk through like a hey, it's it's normal, dude. You're human. Like you're freaking a baby. You're walking, you're learning, everyone else is. And it's like, okay, but I can get out of the prison. Who has the key? I have the key.
Yeah,
Let's
dude.
fucking go,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even like I'm like, bro, beforehand, like I'm like, nah, dude, no way. That's weird. That's stupid. But now I'm like anyone listening to me right now would probably like unless that's why like they need to do this work, man. Anyone that's feeling like that, they need to do this work. They need to. I will frickin' hunt them down and find them
Yeah,
and make them
dude.
do it, bro. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just kidding, but you know what I'm saying.
of
It's like
course.
a shout from the frickin' Himalayas, dude.
Yeah, man. Man, it's incredible that you just brought that up, and thank you. Like, genuinely thank you. I'm very passionate about what I do. I believe that it is my like mission. It's my why. It fuels me. It fills my cup up. And there have been few things that have ever made me feel this fulfilled in my life. So thank you, man. I appreciate you saying that. I really do. So, my question for you, which you already were hitting on before, is what would you tell somebody who feels like they're on the fence of doing this work? Maybe they have some doubts about, I don't know if it'll work for me. I've tried everything. Maybe they feel like something is just wrong with them, or maybe they're just hesitant about it in general, hesitant about making the leap, hesitant maybe about facing the anxiety, facing the self sabotage, facing the stress. Is there anything that you would say to them, almost as if you're speaking to your past self when you were hesitant for a little bit? Like, what would that message be, man?
If you think back to the happiest that you have ever felt and compared it to now, and the happiest you ever felt was you live, and this feeling that you're dying every day, you're gonna die. It's like, what have you got to lose? It's like, man, I'm having trouble putting this into words.
No worries, man.
I just want to say, do it. you know,
Yeah.
like but you have nothing left to lose if you think about it. It's
Yeah.
you gotta freaking jump off that cliff. Like, think of the scariest thing you've ever done.
Hmm.
Just just think of the scariest thing you've ever done. Man, it's hard. It's very hard.
Yeah, like,
It's it's hard, man.
no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, man. It reminds me of this saying. I think it was either you or Nick I told. I think it was you. It's like, how do you know you've healed? You forget. Like you start forgetting what your problems were. You start forgetting what you were going through. Not that it didn't mean anything, but all of a sudden, all the weight, all the anxiety, all the pressure, all the feeling of self-doubt, low self-esteem, low confidence, when that gets removed and that goes away, and you just naturally become who you've always been, which is someone without all that, you start to forget, wait, what is it like to be anxious? Like it kind of is like hard to remember. So I get it. Like I understand where this feeling of
Yeah.
like, I mean, dude, like I don't really
It just,
remember what it was like, you know?
yeah,
Like,
but that okay, well that brings me to this
yeah.
is like something I've noticed about the fear when you're about to do something that's gonna change your life. When something feels like I'd rather die than do that, that means you're supposed to do it, man. You're supposed to take that shot because man, it's oh dude, I keep getting at a loss for words. Like all I can say is if it feels impossible, you should try to do it no matter what. You should die trying,
Yeah.
and a part of you will die. That's the great part. Don't
That's
be afraid to
yeah.
don't be afraid to die.
Yeah.
That's God.
Yeah.
I'm just like obviously me. I would know what that means right now, but I
Yeah.
can't. Oh man, like you
Well,
said,
yeah.
forget the past, remember the future.
Exactly. Yeah, you start forgetting all the shit that happened you made that made you so anxious, and you start detaching from it, like really detaching from it, like it loses its weight. The fuel source to your anxiety gets emptied. There is no more fuel for it. Now, obviously,
Yeah.
anxiety is a necessary emotion, just like every other emotion. It's there for a purpose. It's to protect us in periods of short-term survival. Like when we need to survive a life-threatening situation, thank God we have something like anxiety to get us out of that life-threatening situation. The bad thing is sometimes that anxiety gets heightened through different scary situations we go through when we were younger, through stress that's compounded over time, through whatever it is. It gets like the pressure cooker analogy is what comes to my mind. Pressure keeps getting added to your system, and because we just don't really know how to release it before we do this work, it gets added and nothing gets released. And when there's enough pressure in the system, we get things like anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, low confidence, financial issues. You know what I mean? We start to beat ourselves up. We start to sabotage our own success. And it's all because there's too much pressure in the system. And the fuel source to that pressure are the stories that you've been telling yourself since you were very, very young. It's these things that have been intact since we were so young. You know what I mean? And so, man,
Yeah.
my message for my old self who was just in the freaking thick of anxiety, having panic attacks every single day, just absolutely going through it, my message to him is number one, there's nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. This thing that you think is a side effect of you potentially being mentally insane or just being crazy or that you somehow messed up your brain or that you're broken and that now you have all this anxiety that just doesn't go away no matter what you do, none of that means there's anything wrong with you. And there is a light at the end of that tunnel. That is what I would tell my old self. And I'd tell myself to keep looking. And I would remind him that the greatest investment you could ever make is always in yourself, not the freaking S&P 500, not in real estate. And I know this because I have money in stocks and real estate. The best money you can ever invest goes right into yourself. You know, stocks and real estate do this up in value, down in value, up in value, down in value. Invest that into yourself, go up, and you won't regret that. That is for sure. You'll never regret investing in yourself and bettering your mind. You know, that's my message to my old self, man.
I like that.
Thank you, bro.
It's like, are you ready to start like are you ready to start living your life? Do you want to live your life? Do you want to live? Are you ready to live? And I think back to how Nick talked me into it. It was like a lot like, a lot of reassuring, like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm telling you. But like that person, you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready. And once you realize that there's nothing wrong with you, you know that you can be ready. You can do anything because you're a human. You're here. You're here to learn. You're here to live. And like you said, the best thing you could do is invest in yourself. And I think, oh, the amount of people that you can affect in your circle, in the world, in the lives you touch from investing in yourself, you end up investing in all of them. So it really that small investment, like, because it is really small, because what's more important than like you are so important. You invest in yourself this one time, you know, is to help everyone else. It's not a selfish thing. It's just you think about all the people whose lives would be better if you started living your life, you know?
Man.
That's actually how Nick got me. That's all he tells me now. He's like, bro, your light is fucking it's shining, man. It's funny, man. He's like, hey dude, nice light. Like, what's up?
Yeah. He's like, "Hey dude, you're glowing a little bit. What's going on?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that kid, dude.
He loves you too, man. I mean, you guys have both had such an
Yeah.
incredible impact on each other's lives, bro. But, you know, I just want to say before we move away from that topic, I love the way that you just put that just now. Like when you invest in yourselves, what that does is you invest in everyone around you. You know what I mean? And it's like, it reminds me of this
Mhm.
advice one of my mentors gave me. And it was, sometimes being selfish is the most selfless thing that you can ever do. Investing in yourself and doing something just for you has ripple effects on other people that you have no idea will have. And the reason why is because you become someone more capable of helping others. You become someone more capable of earning more money, having a greater impact on your company, on your community. You become more capable of being a better boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife in your relationship or father or mother. You become so much more capable when you take care of yourself, right? You're not operating from a place of anxiety anymore, of heightened stress all the time. You're not sabotaging your own success anymore. All of that gets an end put to it. And the ripple effects of who you become as a consequence of you investing in yourself are incredible. Like the impact you can have on other people, that you will have on other people, will quite literally change their lives. No mistake about it. I fucking love the way you put
Yeah,
that, man. You speak
it's a
so
it's a beautiful
articulately, bro.
thing.
It's incredible.
It's an accident. I get there. I get there. I get there. Especially like you said, bro. I forget the past, and oh, because even like I said, like this is filling me up, dude. I was so tired before this. I was like, but I wasn't gonna push it back another day. But like just talking about it, it's got me fired up
That's what
again.
I'm saying, man. Yeah.
And it reminds me, bro, and that's why I'm saying it. Like you go like like a map of people, bro. Like again, like you isolate, and then you realize like all I need the whole time was the connection to other people. Why am I keeping myself from that? You know, you let life be breathed unto you. You breathe that life unto others, and the whole world spins round, baby. It's
Yeah.
it's just it's the point, bro. It's to give. It's that's the thing. It's like, but like you said, oxygen mask, then others. Oh, it's a big step because a lot of people don't want to, they feel like it's too selfish to do something like that for themselves and that they can't do that because then they can't do the things that they're doing for all the other people that need them, when in reality it's the opposite.
Completely the opposite of that. You're so freaking right, man. It's such the opposite. It's like if you just take some time for yourself, invest in you and your mind and your body, overall your health, everyone around you is positively impacted and lifted by that action. Not only lifted by you from you doing that for yourself, but also inspired and encouraged to change their own lives as well. You know, like the ripple effects are unbelievable. After Nick and I worked together, what happened? You saw the result that we had for him. You saw how he had transformed and became a different person. And naturally, your response was, I want that. I'm sick of where I'm at. I don't want to be where I'm at anymore. I don't want it anymore. I've had enough. I want to change. And what happened? It lifted you up. And now look what's happening. Now you're going to go to a retreat where you're literally going to change other people's lives as a result of your brother making a decision for himself, changing other people's lives, as a result of me making an investment in myself, changing other people's lives, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. This is the beauty of it, man. It's so powerful and it's not forced. We're not telling each other to get out there and go do this. Instead of you being running away from some nightmare scenario, some anxiety, and getting pushed away towards that, now you're being pulled into your purpose. And that's how you know that you're aligned. Because, my friend, you are being pulled into your purpose. Make no mistake about it. That is what's happening for you. I think your purpose is to serve others. And I think you're seeing that. And I think the vessel for which you have to do that through not just the physical side, but also the mental side is incredible. And man,
Appreciate that.
I'm excited to see how this continues unfolding for you, man. Genuinely.
So am I. So am I, bro. Again, I appreciate it. It's again, there it is, bro. Like, God, man, we freaking really it's just the people, dude. I don't know. It's just how crazy is it? I'm gonna go off topic a little bit for
Let's
one second.
go.
We were put here, bro. It's all like, oh my God, dude. Just we're put here, dude. We're put here. It's like, what are you gonna do?
Yes.
And this is just, I think about it like this is the best thing that you can do, dude. Because life. life is real, and life, it's it's fucking beautiful, man. We really all are in this together. That might sound corny, but
No, it's the
like,
truth.
yeah, it's great, man. As long
Mm.
as we all have each other, we love each other. Like I said, like all those anxieties and fears you have about doing something when it comes to helping other people, when that want to see them happy and like move forward is bigger than those anxieties,
Yes,
it overshadows them and
completely.
they don't even exist. Like I said, you remember the future, it overshadows forget you like remembering the past. So you have something so important to you. It makes everything possible in the face of insurmountable odds.
What a change, man.
Yeah.
I respect it. I'm so happy for you,
All
man.
right.
Genuinely.
Appreciate it, dude. I
Dude,
feel like dude, I love talking like this with you. It's just like how you and me always we grew up like talking like this, dude.
always, always. And now it's
Always.
just on the depths of our soul, the depths of our psychology.
Who'd have thought?
From
Who'd have
McDonald's
thought, man?
drive-throughs to this, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible, brother.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait to do it with more people too.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how that unfolds for you, man. Dude, listen, I want to
Thank you.
thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you so
Oh, of
much, man.
course.
I got so much love for you, dude. And it's just been, I don't say this lightly, it's been an honor to see your transformation and to see you unfold into who you actually are without the anxiety, without the stress, without getting in your own way and sabotaging yourself. Seeing who this Zach is on the other side of that has been the gift of a lifetime, genuinely.
Thank you, bro.
100%, man. All right, man. Till next time. Thanks for watching, guys.